Alright, you guys, so we're back to solving problems with right triangles. This is slide 16, and it says right triangles and trig ratios. So I imagine we're going to be doing something like we were doing before. Not really sure. Alright, let me click on my GeoGebra. Okay, so I got two right triangles. The one on the left, ABC, and the one on the right, DBC, are both right triangles because I see a 90-degree angle here. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. All right, in GeoGebra, you should see a sketch of William's kite. Okay, so it's a kite. You will use the sketch to find the lengths of the dowels needed to make the kite. William has indicated that he would like the kite to be AD is 120 centimeters wide across the bottom, which is labeled on the sketch. Using the width of the kite and the fact that the kite is made from two congruent right triangles, what is AC? Okay, visual person here. Well, okay. So if AD is 120, then AC on the left and DC on the right have to be equal to each other. So 120 divided by 2 is 60 on the left, 60 on the right. AC is 60 centimeters. All right, there you go. All right, question 2. The instructions in the kite book state that the sine of angle B, because that's the letter in the middle, is a half. Now, sine is your opposite over your hypotenuse. So opposite of angle B is going to be a 1, and the hypotenuse is going to be a 2. Since the two right triangles that make up the kite are congruent, then sine of CBD is also 1/2 as well. All right, using the definition of sine, what is AB? Show your work. Okay, so AB, they're looking for AB. Okay, no problem. So we've got angle ABC equals 1/2. Okay, so sine of B, I really should call it ABC. ABC is your opposite over hypotenuse. Let me put that down. Opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, which is 1/2. Right, let me make sure I get this right. 1/2. Okay. Okay. Now, that means that my opposite to angle ABC, so ABC. All right, hang on. That is ABC. That's this one. And that's that angle. Opposite is over here. So this is my opposite. And my hypotenuse is right here. All right, we already know that my AC, my opposite, was 60 because that's what got in question 1. We need to find what the hypotenuse is. Okay, so my opposite was 60. I don't know what the hypotenuse is. But that equals 1/2. Because that's what they say it's equal to, is 1/2. So I'm going to put equals 1/2. All right, so now I've just got to proportion and cross multiply and solve. So 60 times 2 is 120. And 1 times the hypotenuse is the hypotenuse. So, yeah, it looks like my hypotenuse is 120. AB is 120, which kind of makes me think this is an equilateral triangle. If this is 120 and this is 120, surely this one over here is a 120 because it's also a 1/2 ratio. So this is an equilateral triangle. So that tells me a bunch of things, actually. This angle right here is 60, angle A. Angle D is 60. And these two combined, this big angle B up here is also 60. All right, so let's see. Show my work at AB. There it is. All right, so I'm going to submit that. Okay. Question 3. Using the inverse trig functions, what's the measure of angle ABC? Okay, well, I just told you ABC. Hang on. No, I really want this one up here. Okay. Well, we know these are the exact same triangle. And I've already told you this is an equilateral triangle, so angle A is 60, angle D is 60, angle B is 60. If they're two equal triangles, then 60 has been split half. So this part is going to be 30, and this part's going to be 30. So I already know the answer. They want me to do the inverse trig function. So, okay, I'm going to do that. So let's see. We got angle ABC is the sine of B equals, so sine is opposite 60 over hypotenuse 120. So that's going to be 60 over 120. Because 60 was my opposite. And based on question 2, my hypotenuse is 120. Now we got to do inverse, right? Because we're looking for the measure of an angle. So we're going to do inverse sine of, sorry, I should have gotten it off. There we go. Of 60 over 20. And that's going to be angle ABC. So I guess I'll just do it on my calculator to prove it. 60 divided by 120. And we're going to do inverse sine, which is this little A sign down here, and it's 30. All right, so looks like angle ABC is 30 degrees. Now listen, if this is on the ACT, which, you know, it very well may be, that's not something that you're going to want to take the time to do, you guys. If the problem tells you that these two triangles are the same, they have the same ratio, we know that 120 has been cut in half, 60 over here and 60 over here. We got a 120 over here, we got a 120 over here. That makes it an equilateral triangle. You've got to know the definitions of what these things are, which means that these three angles are 60, and that means that this one's been split in half for a 30 and a 30. Do you really want to take the time to do all of this? No, you don't. You only got 1 minute per question. So, yeah, don't really want to do the math on that when you already know it's 30 degrees. All right, so let's see. Question 4. Using the measure of angle ABC, find CAB. Okay, so I already know this one's 30. All right, so 90, 30, and 60 make 180 degrees. So you just got to know that three angles of a triangle equal 180. If this one's 30 based on the math, and this one's 90, which was given to us, 180 minus 60 minus 30 minus 90. Yeah, that's it. So it's going to be 60 degrees. Okay. All right, question 5. Let X represent BC. Okay, so BC is right here. All right, we're going to call it X. Gotcha. Okay. Using either ABC or CAB and the trig function, solve for X to 3 decimal places in at least 3 different ways. Oh my gosh. 3 different ways? Really? Okay. Well, we already know this one's 60, this side, and we know the hypotenuse is 120. So we can do the Pythagorean theorem. That's probably the easiest way. We can do sine of 60, which is opposite, I'm sorry, not sine, tangent. Tangent of 60, which is opposite over adjacent. Well, we could do sine. My bad, we can do sine. Sine would be opposite over a hypotenuse. There's your 3 different ways. Now, they say to use trig functions, so I'll do my sine. Sine of angle A equals opposite over hypotenuse. So sine, now we already know angle A was 60. Okay, so there's my 60. My opposite is the x, which is BC. My hypotenuse was 120. So for my visual, there's my hypotenuse, 120. All right. Now the opposite of dividing by 120 is to multiply the other side by 120. So we got 120 times the sine of 60 equals x. So let me do my math here. So we got to do 60 sine times 120 equals. So it looks like x is going to be 103.92. 103.9230. How many decimal places did it say? 3 decimal places. There we go. Equals x. If you do Pythagorean theorem, you get the same thing. If you do my tangent, you get the same thing. Alright, so self-evaluation, lock on. Alright, so that was 16 of 25, which leads me to believe we may have another one coming up. Alright, I'll catch you in just a minute, huh?